topic for today, the phrase protect your heart, that maybe some people hear often or maybe some people don't hear often, but I'm totally understanding it differently than the usual, which is self-awareness and being aware of the cause and the effect of what protecting your heart actually means, or if you've actually ever told anybody else protect your heart and actually knowing what it means. And my experience with protecting my heart would be reducing arguments that is caused by toxic communication. And indulging in toxic communication is literally a battle of a game back and forth that will never be won unless one feels like they validated truth or feels like they validated their opinion over the other. Just simply understanding that is difficult to explain to the next person, because there's always an argument of factor when it comes to most communication factors, depending on the situation and topic of another person's argument or dispute that they have towards one another. But I've thought about it in many ways, like, telling somebody, like, actually that you care about, like, protect your heart. That's like kind of telling somebody one or two things, like, either get good on your health game when it comes to your greens and intake on vegetables and food, or you're telling them in another way that you may have noticed that has caused a tremendous effect on their body by mental stress alone, dealing with conflict of interest with another, and so forth. But explaining it is the most difficult part. How do you explain this to somebody that doesn't give you the time of day? Well, you got to be very comprehensive and aware of what you're acknowledging, and you can't let any other topic or conversation besides the fact of what you want to explain and that's that. So when you understand that you want to validate this evidence or this proof of truth or something that really allowed you to be aware and acknowledge something, that's where you want to try to stay on that topic and learn from that. Because a lot of the percentile of the world that a lot of people don't understand, which is heart disease and heart problems, is based off of simply protecting your heart in both ways, which would be dealing with toxic people and how blood pressure and all these heart problems that you hear about that keeps on increasing throughout society every day. These are the main causes of those problems, which is dealing with toxic people, or just simply not being able to, or expressing yourself wrong, or you're not expressing yourself at all and it gets built up, or just, proper communicative skills when it comes to communication amongst others and so forth. But I thought about this long and hard. Like, I understand why I always just like dropped everything and was like, forget it throughout all the years. It's just my intuition understood the health issue. I can only hope that the other person may have acknowledged what I've acknowledged. It's like, if somebody don't want to argue, then they're kind of doing you a favor, you know? Like, they're also protecting your heart. It just depends on why they don't or why they do acknowledge you or don't acknowledge you. That's a different situation yet alone. Which is a different, behavior that other people deal with. But all said and done, when you're on that improvement path of improving yourself and understanding your emotions, your feelings, and how you feel about yourself and all that stuff, it's like, this is what it comes down to when you're aware of behavioral issues and social science, so forth. And so simply just allowing another person to talk or communicating with them properly is simply caring about the other person, helping the other person protect their heart by not letting them get so upset, yet understanding proper type of skills when it comes to socializing with one another. And so all this is important to acknowledge, because at the end of the day, it's like everybody's wasting their money, like insurances, doctors, all type of bills and all type of stuff. And there's like real healing out there. There's like authentic healing that people are not aware of. And this is one method to understand. And yeah, there's like a path of other people that are gonna like bring you down, and you might run into a percentile of your own arguments and so forth. But that's like what we learn from, like we learn from all this stuff. So, like, what are you really doing in life? Like, what has led you to listen to this podcast? Because protecting your heart and so forth starts with acknowledging something in life. What is your acknowledgement? And then you can analyze it from there. And then you'll start having self-awareness and understanding your behaviors, other people's behaviors, how you were treated, how you treated them, and all that stuff that we may not be aware of right offhand when we don't allow ourselves the time of day to think. But when we're more aware and we take the time to think and understand things on a whole nother level, it becomes a lot more it just becomes a lot more it becomes a lot more easier in life for you to deal with certain issues that may arrive in the future, or some that you may be dealing with in the moment, in the present. But understand what protecting your heart actually means. And understand what you may be doing to another person's hearts. Sometimes, not being so serious and being able to express yourself in another way that's more comfortable, or the other person may be more comfortable dealing with you in another way. Those would be techniques that are good techniques that you would allow yourself to acknowledge or come up with if you are dealing with any type of communicative skills or communication problems with another person. There are good things that you can do to allow yourself to acknowledge the proper way to talk to another person if you do have these issues with other people. But health awareness, heart awareness, the mind, the heart. I hope this helped you. I hope this helped all y'all. This is a short podcast, but it made a lot of sense. Any questions? More than welcome to email. Any info, you can email. Any problems, you can email. Or if you simply just want to know, you're more than welcome to email.